From MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
Well, if you've been driving around Belgrade, you probably noticed a lot of construction projects, and it's not just for new homes. We're going to explore the commercial growth of Belgrade.
I'm Joe St. George at the White House. It looks as if it's going to be a rematch in 2024 between President Biden and former President Donald Trump. But what if a candidate for president needs to be replaced later in the year? We look at what happens then. Next.
Hunter education in Montana is a rite of passage for new hunters where after going through this course and beginning your hunting career, hunting now becomes your tradition.
The first round of Hunter Ed course started this weekend in Belgrade. This weekend, Fish and Wildlife, MTN's Chet Lehman takes a look at how you can sign up. Alrighty, it is 6:31 on this Monday edition of Montana This Morning. Jay McDonald and Matt Elwell with you. It's also President's Day today.
It is. A lot of folks out of school for the day. Not everybody, but most areas out of school, most of the public schools. Temperatures remain a little chilly. Fog is probably our biggest issue. We had that snow last night. Some icy conditions in a few areas, but overall we're looking at pleasant conditions by the afternoon. Look at the visibility, quarter-mile visibility in Belgrade, virtually none for most of the morning at Bozeman Yellowstone International Airport. Futurecast, overall not a bad day. In fact, already seeing pretty clear skies, and that should really boost those daytime highs across the area. You can see a little bit of snow on the roadway there in the Bozeman area. That's near the MSU campus. Temperatures expected to be in the 30s with lots of sunshine. I'm going to talk more about that. We'll also look at the visibility and much more in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you very much, Matt. Well, if you've been driving around Belgrade, you probably noticed a lot of construction projects, and it's not just for new homes. As MTN's Edgar Cedillo found out, there is plenty of commercial development.
The joke was when I arrived here about 3 years ago that you could do almost anything in Belgrade except buy a pair of socks. And we're looking and excited to see that is changing.
For decades, Belgrade residents had to travel to get their shopping done.
For years, Belgrade, and it continues to be somewhat, is considered a bedroom community to our neighbor Bozeman. The houses were here and you drove and you went into Bozeman to work. We're starting to see a shift in that now, and that's healthy for a city to be able to be a little bit more self-sustaining.
That shift is coming with the new wave of commercial development.
To see that now, especially on our southern corridor south of the interstate, where we've got developments like West Post that are coming in that are going to be pretty heavily commercial.
The largest commercial projects are the Jackrabbit Crossing, the West Post development near the airport exit, and Yellowstone Plaza. Another area that's also a target for development is along Jackrabbit near Frontage Road. Belgrade City Manager Neil Cardwell says residential growth is now driving the commercial demand.
There's not a lot of communities that have gone from tiny, like Belgrade was not more than a decade ago, to we're the 8th largest city in the state now and well on our way into the future perhaps getting even larger.
I asked Cardwell if he knew of any names of businesses moving into the city. He told me that residents and city leaders find out at the same time.
We don't really get to know either until the community does. Developers keep that pretty tight-lipped.
We'll just have to wait and see what restaurants, grocery stores, and other businesses decide to call Belgrade home. In Belgrade, Edgar Cedillo, MTN News.
And Montana Congressman Matt Rosendale's run for Senate was a short one, with Rosendale jumping out of the U.S. Senate race less than a week after getting into it. Now that's raising a lot of questions about his future and what it means in the crowded race for his congressional seat. MTN's David J. is looking into it.
Congressman Matt Rosendale's Billings office is just down the street. The U.S. House Eastern District race has 9 candidates who have filed or announced, and so far, none have dropped out.
It took less than a week for Matt Rosendale's highly anticipated U.S. Senate run to come to an end. Now all eyes are on his House seat, many wondering whether Rosendale will run for re-election against the now 9 candidates vying for his seat, most running under the assumption he was leaving.
It's going to be tough.
Former MSU Billings political science professor Jason Adkins says with that many in the race, it will not take a majority to win the primary.
The fact that you don't need 50%, you only need, 30, a third of the vote or slightly more to win is going to be difficult for political experts to figure out who has a chance to win or not.
Still, Atkins says Rosendale, as the incumbent, would have the advantage if he does enter the race. So far, none of the 9 candidates is dropping out of the race, even knowing Rosendale may run for re-election. Many were headed to campaign events in eastern Montana.
Even with the announcement as it is, I believe LC Arson in Congress is the best move for eastern Montana, as well as with the blessings of my family.
I am still moving ahead and running as a candidate for the Eastern District of Montana. Nothing has changed thus far.
And right on down the line, most all the others are echoing a similar response.
Unless Representative Rosendale actually does go and file for his congressional seat, I plan on forging ahead with this campaign.
I'm in this race regardless of what happens, because I believe we need a new generation of leadership in Washington to try and turn things around.
That doesn't change anything for me. I'm running for Congress to be that strong conservative fighter.
Candidates Ed Walker and Kyle Austin also tell MTN they're still running. Troy Downing was the only candidate not to respond to MTN's inquiries. Perhaps the biggest question mark, former Congressman Denny Reberg, who tells MTN he still needs to think about what this means for his candidacy.
No, he still has some advantages, but we just don't know what kind of support he will get from the House leadership.
And Dr. Atkins says whether Rosendale enters the race or not, the campaigning may be especially challenging for nearly all of the 9.
They really need to get their names out in front of the public to have a chance, especially some of these lesser-known candidates who don't have the statewide profile.
In Billings, David J., MTN News.
And the road to the White House continues later this week with the South Carolina Republican primary on Saturday. Although with former President Trump up by 30 points in the polls there, the race for the nomination continues to look increasingly wrapped up on both sides. But did you ever wonder what happens if a candidate can't keep running after they have secured the nomination, either because of health or legal reasons? Well, our Joe St. George looks at the what-if scenarios and why so many Americans are checking the rules this year.
2024 continues to look like it will be a rematch between President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump, the first rematch for the White House since President Dwight Eisenhower battled Adlai Stevenson in both 1952 and 56. But many Americans still don't believe that come November, those will be the choices. A new poll from Monmouth University found 48% of respondents believing Biden is very likely or somewhat likely to be replaced as the Democratic nominee. In the same poll, 32% thought Trump would be replaced. The reasons cited vary. For some, it's ongoing legal issues. For others, it is age. So how do you replace a nominee after the primaries? Option number 1, political conventions. Political conventions in recent years have become scripted, made-for-TV events. They didn't used to be that way. For decades, political conventions were where nominees were actually picked. If Trump or Biden is unable to be the nominee after the primaries or steps aside, delegates at the convention would then likely be free to vote for whomever they want. The Republican convention is in July in Milwaukee. The Democratic convention is in Chicago in August. Option number 2 to replace a nominee. Party leaders choose. If the conventions have already happened, but it's not yet election day, well, it just got complicated. Democrats have rules, though, that say the Democratic National Committee would make the new pick after talking with governors and members of Congress. Republican rules say a new convention could be called, or party leadership could pick. Both parties would be racing against the clock, though, since some states start voting for president in late September. Just because you are the vice presidential nominee for president doesn't automatically make you the presidential nominee. To be clear, Democratic and Republican campaign officials continue to stress to Scripps News that Trump and Biden will be the 2 major presidential candidates in November. No replacing will happen, but for some reason, many Americans still doubt that. Joe St. George, Scripps News, Washington.
And Yellowstone National Park says that due to intense interest by the public, more virtual public meetings about the proposed Mammoth to Gardner Road will take place. After the canyon road leading from Gardner into the park was heavily damaged in the 2022 flood, a temporary road was built on an old stagecoach trail. Now, the park is offering 3 alternatives for a new permanent road. The additional virtual meetings to show those alternatives will take place on Friday, March 1st at 11:30 in the morning and Wednesday, March 6th at 3:30 in the afternoon. And as we head into spring, the Montana Department of Fish, Wildlife and Parks is gearing up for hunter education courses to take place around the state. And this week in Fish and Wildlife, MTN's Chet Lehman tells us about the first round of those courses in Region 3 that took place this weekend.
This is home to Belgrade Middle School education, but this coming weekend it'll be home to a tradition for many Montana young people. Hunter education classes begin for this coming season.
What I love about our hunter education program is that it's a really dense learning experience in a safe environment where people of all skill levels and experience levels come together to focus on the basics and the fundamentals of safe and ethical hunting, good sportsmanship, good relations with landowners, all these things, and folks walk away from these classes with a lot of tools in their tool belt to be able to do all those things.
These courses give a broad range of knowledge and experience to the newest members of the Montana hunting community. Hunter education, more than that, however, for many young people, becomes the first big step towards adulthood.
Hunter education in Montana is a rite of passage for new hunters where after going through this course and beginning your hunting career, hunting now becomes your tradition, and it's a great way to kick that off.
Jacobson notes anyone 11 to 17 taking the online hunter education courses needs to sign up for an in-person field day before they can become a licensed hunter. It says head on over to the FWP website to sign up for the Belgrade course coming up this weekend, another one being offered in April in Bozeman, and a March in-person field day. This week in Belgrade, Chet Lehman, MTN News.
Alrighty, it is 6:42. We're going to take a short break here at Montana this morning, but when we come back, we have some tips for you so you don't waste your money.
I'm John Matteries. Accidents happen every day, but these days, a lot of people are getting lowball offers from their insurance company. How to keep more cash in your pocket coming.